Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. We are here for part 2 of putting the cover and signatures into our ephemera folder for tabs. Probably way more than I needed, but nonetheless. So I just wanted to show you, I finished up this and I put this on the back, and I've already put my holes in. So what I did here was I measured how big my spine was, which, you know, it's a little bit bigger now because of all the extra layers of scrapbook paper, etc., etc. So I just measured that from top to bottom, and then I measured it in half, and then I brought it in at equal intervals, marked my little holes, and put my awl through. Now, because this is so thick, this is such a thick spine, and I'm using a thicker needle to do that, I pushed the awl like pretty far through. So if I go in here, you can see I pushed it. The further up you go, the bigger the hole will get, okay? So I did that, and once I'm done, actually, that looks a little low, but that's okay. Once I'm done actually sewing in the signatures, I'll just sort of press those down. So I'm just gonna take this off. I just had it on there so that you could see what I had done. So the holes are in. I ended up going from elastic to sewing in the things, because all of my grommets, my eyelets, are short shaft. I didn't have anything thick enough that would go all the way through all of these layers. So I'm sewing them in. That being the case, I added another signature. Like I said, I've got way more in here than I'm gonna need. Something tells me I'm gonna end up I'm gonna end up doing something else. So what I need to do now is I need to go in here and I need to just mark where these signatures are going to be. Yeah, okay, that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to find the middle, which, let me draw a little line. There's probably an easier way to do this, but let's see if I can see it. There's the pencil line. Okay, and I can see the fold there. So I just want to bring it down where it doesn't matter if I'm on the line or not, because I mean on the fold or not, because I can get there. So let me put my little, get rid of that line, get rid of that line. Now I can see my little dots right here. Okay, and that's going to show me where I need to go to press my signatures. I got a little piece of foam here, so I'm just going to hold them together. I'm going to go in at that dot, in at that dot, and in at that dot. So we've got that one. Okay, I'm just going to, like I said, kind of push through so I can get my needle through. The other thing that I use is this grippy stuff. You can get it, it's like shelf liner stuff or whatever. This one's old, it's starting to wear out, but it works to grab the needle and do that. So what I'm gonna do now, get this out of the way, flopping it all over. I'm just gonna take this one and I'm going to put it inside this one, line it up like so, and then go back in that hole, and that hole. And my next set of signature is ready. I'm just going to push the awl through to make the hole a little bit bigger, because like I said, this ended up to be a very thick spine. The cardboard, or well, I guess it's cardboard, chipboard, that I used was very heavy compared to what I would normally use out of a, you know, cereal box or cracker box or something like that. So line those up. Okay, and this one, and this one. Take that one, put it there, and let's go make these holes bigger. Oh, you know what? I had my timer all set before it went off. You're gonna love me with this timer, aren't you? All right, I'm gonna try to turn around. I'm gonna try to make this now about 35 minutes because I think I had it at 45 minutes. And yeah, I've been on here for like 5 minutes already. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna move that up. I'm gonna move this over. And we're gonna get started. Okay, I think I just hit that, sorry. I already pre-cut my, linen thread, my waxed linen thread, so you don't have to wait for me for that. Okay, I'm gonna get these clipped to, yeah, I don't need these gigantic clips. Well, I'll use them. I'll use them anyway. Okay. Just, these aren't that thick, you know. I think I only have like 5 pages. So they're really kind of, it's kind of overkill, but all right, so we're gonna go ahead and go through this. Did I make these bigger? I did not. I mean, I thought I did, but perhaps I did. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go through the center hole and pull that through. I'm a bit messier. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Not that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because there's nothing on these. All right, so we're gonna go through this one. Let's pull this in here. Okay, get that, keep that out there, and then go through this one. I know you can't see a lot of what I'm doing. Up through, should say down through the middle. Then it doesn't matter if you go top or bottom, you just have to go to either the top or the bottom, and up through that one. And there we go. Pull that one there. And then you're gonna go down through the bottom one. If I can get it to go, there we are. And I'm not worried about all the slaggy stuff right now because, you know, it's, there we go. It can be adjusted once you pull it through, and try to stay in frame for you. So I did print a, like a book plate. Now I'm going up through here again, but the trick with this is to, I pull this back. This is one of the reasons why I'm not worried about it being all slaggy, because you can't go between the threads. You can't split the linen thread, okay? Otherwise you won't be able to tie it. So now on this one, I'm gonna pull it back this way, and I'm gonna try to go through the hole from like away from it, if it's possible. Okay, I'm not getting all the way through. Okay, there we are. All right, and then I'm going to try to keep the needle, whoops, just split that thread, see that? I'm going to try to keep the needle on one side and the other thread on the other side. One of these is going to give. Okay, and then pull your thread in the direction that it's coming. Don't pull it away because it helps to open well, I shouldn't say it helps, it opens the hole more, okay? So then check and make sure that you're pretty tight everywhere and it doesn't look like anything is like got a loop in it anywhere. And then go ahead and tie it. And what I do is I put it through once and then I put it through twice. It makes a slightly smaller knot, but it makes it just as secure. So I think somebody once said it was like what nurses do or doctors do when they put stitches in, how they knot them off or something. I don't know. I don't happen to be medical like that, so I wouldn't know. Okay, so I'm going to take my next piece of thread. I'm going to thread my needle, which sometimes can be very interesting for me, even with a big eye. In the needle, I mean. Okay, I'm going to do that one. We're going to clip these pages so they don't shift. Okay, like I said, these are really big for this, but that's okay. It's what's in my kit. I keep them there so I can't accidentally use all my clips, though I don't think I'll ever run out of them. I said I always had loved office supplies, so whenever I found them, even in drugstores or supermarkets or Walmart or wherever I went, it didn't matter. Oh, by the way, I didn't have any gray thread. I had black or I had this, and since I had this yellow kind of stuff on the front, that's why I chose this particular one. Okay, so through the center hole, like so, leave a bit inside for tying and stability, through this center hole and out the back. Okay, and then up to the top. And yes, this did split a lot because there was a lot of thickness. So I'm still learning with some of these things. Like I said, I don't usually do things quite that thick. Okay, and then through the hole here, which should take me in the middle, and it does. Pull that one through. Okay. Excuse me, then down to the bottom, hole here and out. Where am I getting hooked on? Over here. It's like, I know I have more thread than that. Okay, and then through the bottom hole here, which I think that's the top hole. Yeah, that happens to be the top, but that's okay. Okay, doesn't matter top or bottom. Just matters that we get it through. Okay, and don't split this thread. Pull it back and away so that you don't go through it. Okay, and then through this one, hopefully not splitting the thread. So I pull it back a little bit. Try to go through. That's good, I think. Let me look. Good, not splitting the thread. So this one's on the other side too, but I'll just pull it back under. One has to be on one side and one has to be on the other. Okay, and you're going to pull them in the direction that they were threaded. Okay, and that makes them good and tight. Okay, go back and make sure nothing got caught anywhere. Make sure that the outside is good. Okay, and then once, twice, and then pull it through. For some reason, it stays like flatter. This knot is not quite as big as it would normally be. Can't take credit for that. I think where I had seen it was Carol Tinson years ago. Well, maybe not years ago, but a few years back. Okay, next one, and that'll be our last. And then I'm just going to show you what we're going to do with the little, I used tracing paper. I saved one, I think, somewhere that I had not done purposely to show you what I did. Do you think I could find it now? Nope. Okay. Can't find it. Probably threw it away thinking it was a scrap. All right, let me get this one. Let's do this. Clip it again to make sure they're all straight and together. Okay. Make sure these are flipped back because that way that's easier to work with. Okay, through the middle again, right there. Leave yourself a little tail through the middle hole here and out the back. Get that out of the way. Okay, get over there. All right. Then top, bottom, bottom, top, doesn't make any difference. Through that one there. Okay. And then through this one. Alrighty. Pull that up. Down to the bottom one, or whatever. Down to the one on the other end. Okay, am I stuck? No, I just have a big tail here. Okay, and then through this last hole, out the back, and then through the middle hole. Okay, kind of trying to angle it so that I'm not going through the thread, which I am. Can you see that? Can you see that it's through the thread? There, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to pull it out of the way. Let me find that hole again. All right. Okay, now I'm above the thread. Okay. Pull that through. All right. And then just start pulling that. Okay. And then we're going to go through here. I'm going to make sure that I am in the middle of the signature. And that is always the hardest one for me. So I loosened it up a little bit. There I am. A little through the paper. Okay. Yep, good. Maybe I can get it on the other side. I don't appear to be through the thread. Take the needle out. Pull them in the direction that they are coming out of the hole. Is that right? There we go. Okay. Make sure that's tight, one on either side. No little loops hanging out. Everything is good and tight. Okay, one last time. Once, twice, and pull it down. And I'm not looking for anything fancy in this, so it's trimmed off. Okay, so that then, and I'm just going to put these over here. I'll put them away later. Simply, all that we're going to do, that's upside, okay. All that we're going to do is put these little tracing paper pockets in. So I used, I think it said it was 39 pound or something, which doesn't say much for tracing paper. I cut them just a little bit smaller than the page, okay, so that I wouldn't worry about them, you know, going over there. And I just cut a bunch of them. I have no idea how many I have. What I want to do is, this is what's going to go in them, okay? I only need one. So they're going to go like this, All right, so if I put one here, let's say, and it might not be even, and it doesn't matter if it overlaps the top pocket or anything like that. 1, 2, I'm just wondering how many can I get on a page? I think 3 is going to be sufficient. Okay, so we'll do 3. So what we're going to do, and what I did here was I cut them, I think, at 2.5 inches. Then I scored them at 1/2 inch, folded it over, glued it down, and then I just inked around them. And like I said, I like to keep everything, I'm hoping this dries clear. I like to keep everything kind of simple. Like I said, I've seen beautiful, beautiful ephemera folders, and people do just this lovely job with them. Sometimes for me, because I'd like to have a lot in one place, there's a lot of pretty in a lot of them, but not enough room for me. I just want to, because I can't really tell the edge of the page here. Yeah, so that's okay. So we'll just go ahead and put that one there. I think it's relatively straight. I think so. So yeah, that's kind of what I figure with me. All right, so now the next one I'm going to place at the top and make sure that there's plenty of room for them to go down. Okay. All right, so I'm going to say, I'm just going to give myself a little dot and a little, I think I'm straight. Honestly, I don't know. Unless I hold things up like this, I really can't tell. Let me measure. Because of not having any sight, you know, well, let's bring it down to 1 inch and make it easier on myself. It's just off a bit. Because of the loss of sight in my right eye, I really have very poor depth perception. So if anything's at an angle or, you know, something like that, I can't tell if it's straight. Matter of fact, I have been trying to drive more because my husband and I are usually in our van together, the minivan that we have, and we're usually in it together, making sure that's the back. And when we are, he does most of the driving. So I don't get to drive by myself very much anymore. And yeah, so I really do need to practice. So now he's been away. I'm just going to turn this so I can get that 1 inch line for myself here. He's been away this week. His dad has been ill, and he's been up visiting and trying to, you know, help the family up there, his mom and all that. And so I've been driving. Now I'm driving our church van, which is a great big 12 passenger van, because he's got the minivan. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see how much space I have here. 4.5 inches. I have a 1.5 inch pocket. I'm thinking this doesn't look straight to me at all. Does not look straight to me at all. Oh, I think my pocket's crooked. Okay, well then we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. That's just a goof. My pocket is not, I don't know what I did. This one is a little over 1.5, and this is a little under 1.5. So somehow I cut it crooked. So we'll just ignore that. Nice front page thing, right? So we're just going to kind of do this by eye, and we'll do it from the bottom pocket. So so that it doesn't look so bad, but I'll just do that one by eye, and we'll see what we can do. Maybe I'll stand up so I can see it a little better. Otherwise I have to put my head in or try to stand it up and hold on to the book and still put this in. So anyway, so yeah, so I have found now just this week that to pull like into a parking space or pull into, let me make sure. This one's really screwing me up, man. I think this one's crooked too. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I did. I better check all my other pockets before I put them in. But if I'm pulling into a parking space or the driveway or something, when I think I'm straight, when it looks straight to me, I'm actually tipped to the left. So I'm this way in the parking space if I'm pulling in slightly. So I have learned that if I pull in and it looks to me like I'm tipped to the right, I'm actually pretty straight. So I've got to learn all these things yet. It's been almost 3 years since I've completely lost the sight in that eye. And yeah, so anyway, so this is the idea, okay? To put tabs in these pockets and probably do most of that in here. I was even contemplating maybe putting the little punches, you know, when you cut out the circles for a policy envelope or something for the closures. I might, you know, put those in here. I think what I do is something slightly different, make little little tracing paper envelopes and stick them in by size. And yeah, so that's the idea, guys, for that. Big deal. But now we'll go back here and we'll decorate the cover. That's the fun part, isn't it? So we did this already. I did this. These came from, and I did a few pages. I'm thinking they're kind of big, and I'm gonna try to make them a little smaller. They may not even be completely in the frame here because they're so big. I think I'm just gonna shrink them down. Now these were her, my porch prints. These are her book plates, but I just took text boxes and put the words in because I just felt it would be easier. But I think I'm gonna take the whole thing and just shrink them down. That is the normal size for this one, and I felt it worked nicest on here. So that's what we're gonna do. And all I did here was I punched a couple of holes and I put the brads in through here, and we'll just glue that down like that. And I have a little sari silk, simple, simple. Let's go ahead, put this on. And yes, and I'm still doing laundry. Even though this video will go up on Sunday, once I had uploaded the first part of this, while it was uploading, I did some chores. I made dinner and ate, and was doing some other, you know, laundry and things like that. And my husband called and was talking to him on the phone. So I was doing all that while the first part was uploading. So then when it was all done uploading, because I can't trust my phone to have 2 videos in it at a time, so of any significance. So yeah, so I had to make sure that uploaded to YouTube, which it did, though I have not, you know, titled it or filled anything in on it to actually post it and make it public for everybody to see. So I'm just praying that it's okay, because I deleted it now. It should be all right. So that is that, and I am going to put that on upside down is what I was about to do. Okay, I want it a little more over this way. I'm gonna hold it up to make sure it looks even to me, which isn't saying much sometimes. Okay, let's go ahead and press this down. Okay, and yes, I can go back. Here's my bone folder. I can go back and sort of press these in. I'm not too concerned about them being big holes. It's hair or something. It's not my hair. Like I said, this is just for me. And if I decide I wanted to cover this with something, I could put some lace over it. I don't need it to be that fancy. Did want it to look nice and attractive, especially if I was doing something on the camera. A little bit of glue there. but, and I was probably just shaking the table like crazy, which means I shook the camera. Sorry. I'm gonna make you a little seasick. I'm waiting for my bubble. Ooh, I got another bubble. A 2-part bubble. Here we go. All right, I think we're good now. There we go. I want to get a lot around the brad because, you know, it sticks up over the cardboard here. And what I did here is I printed this on the 32-pound paper, and then out of my scraps from the 32-pound paper, I put 2 more layers just to make it a little bit more substantial. And I'm trying to see, ow, my finger. I have this kind of funky finger thing going on. I think I'd like to let at least the tops of those be seen. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's press this down. A little piece of glue or something right there. Come on, there we go. Okay. I want to press it down around those brads to make sure the ends don't pop up. All right, let me just cover my glue and put that back. I can put these scissors back. I'll put those away in a minute. Okay, and then we're gonna just go right ahead here, and we're gonna take our sari silk and try to pull it through here. There we go. This is the one thing about sari silk that drives me crazy. I don't know how anybody can sew with it, and now it's sticking to my fingers. Whether I'm gluey or not, it's like staticky, and I can't make it let go. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do that same kind of thing here. We'll do 1 and 2, and then go ahead and pull that. Okay, I kind of like that hanging down a little bit. Okay, other piece. Alrighty, we'll bring this one through, I hope. Try to get this one in. I hope I'm in frame here for you. There we go. And I want to make sure it's going in the same direction, so I'm backwards. We'll just have to do it with this one. 1 and 2. I think that's a little bit different, but that's okay. It's okay. It might be too long too. Nope, I think it, well, it might be. Let's see if I can undo that one. Let's see. Because it didn't pull as comfortably as I would have liked it to. So now I've got to try to work it out here. Here we go. All right. So that needs to be a little shorter, like so, and then we'll go. I don't know why this is easier, but it was kind of the same thing, wasn't it? Yeah, that's okay. All right, I don't know, worked better. Don't know why. Okay, guys, so this is more or less with even pockets. I will go back and check my pockets. I think they might all be wrong because they all look pretty, like, you know, uniform to me. So I don't know. They all kind of do. So I'm hoping they're not crooked. This one seems okay. This one is a little higher. So this one's lower. That's true. So I happen to pick the 2 that were wrong. Lovely. Anyhow. So I have a whole bunch of these that I can go ahead and put in, but that is what this is all about. I don't know that I'm going to be doing anything here, you know, on the covers or whatever, but or inside the covers. But that is our lovely kind of overkill, kind of overkill for a ephemera folder, ephemera book. I'm trying to unfold this so it looks a little fuller. I probably will take it to the ironing board and iron it flat. That will be better. But for right now, if I can get it to unfold a little bit, it's not exactly what I wanted, but okay, somewhere, there we are. Okay, so that is it, guys. That is our pretty little ephemera folder. I'll just take it off of here so you can see that a little better. And we're done. It turned out quite lovely. Quite lovely, quite lovely. This, by the way, this picture is, I think it's Wildflower Publishing, and she has B pages and B papers. I think this is the B papers, and I just shrunk it down to the size I wanted. This